how's it going, everybody? This is going to be a fun video today because I actually got to meet Zoso Dude 77. I just got back from Asbury Park, went there, took a little tour, and for those of you who don't know, Zoso Dude 77 is a patriot who has been going across the country on his Harley Road King, which, God bless him, I wouldn't want to do that in a car. Although it does sound cool. I'd love to travel the country, but man, this is freaking, what an epic journey. He actually started in Oregon, went all the way down through California, across the bottom of the United States to Florida, and now he's come up, made his way to New Jersey. He got to Rook Castle's house last night. He hung out there with Cisco and UncommonBelief, and it was a really, really cool time. He got there a little later. We hung out earlier.
Get out of here!
What's up, man?
How you doing, brother?
That's
How
Zozo.
are you? Pleasure to meet you. What an extraordinary house.
Oh, well.
Wow.
Oh, man.
This guy's got it going
Do you
on
want to
around
pull
here.
it into the garage?
Woo! Like a freaking
All right, come on in.
946 freaking
Dude, we were
miles.
watching this morning. I'm like, dude, he's just on his way to North Carolina.
I know.
Like, is you
dude,
sure
like,
he's
this
making
is not
it?
even feasibly possible. Like,
Oh, man.
Thank God for
Classic.
that freaking
Peggy's
pipe.
looking good.
That, man.
That's a
I don't know
beaut
why
right
they
there.
call it a turnpike. There isn't a turn in it.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
And you don't park on the parkway.
What is going on?
Yeah. Yeah. Park-
Give me a second.
How are you?
And then after he got there, me, him, and Rook just hung out till like 3 in the morning all of a sudden, just, shooting the shit. He's telling us about his trip and all the different people he's met, and it was really cool. One thing that really stood out to me is that over the course of this entire trip, he has only seen 2 Joe Biden lawn signs and about 80 billion Trump flags. He was saying that California, up and down, was all Trump's bumper stickers and Trump flags and everything, and I don't blame them, to be honest. How could you not? But I just thought that was so freaking cool. And here's his page. I'll link it below. He's been given little videos of different states that he's been going into, and it's just such a cool idea. And he left about 2 weeks ago, and it's just been going across the United States, and it's really cool. And he's met some cool people, and he's got some cool stories, and I just had a great time last night and today down at Asbury. And we're going to get into it now. And it's funny that before I left, I'm thinking in my head, like, should I wear my Trump hat? I don't know. Because you don't know. Some people are freaking weird. And the last thing I want to do, I want to go and have a good time. I don't want to get in a freaking fight with anyone. So I'm like, you know what? I'll wear this shirt that says, WWG1, WGA. Not a lot of people, outside of us really know what that means. So it'd be cool. It's really not, really won't like trigger anybody's way. We don't have to worry about anything. And I show up there, and of course, he's in a freaking bright red Trump 2020 shirt, American flag bandana. I was like, this is awesome. And so I was laughing. I should have worn this hat, basically, is what I'm getting at. But it was a freaking awesome time. And before we go into it, because it is relevant, the Asbury Park, New Jersey, some of you have probably heard Bruce Springsteen references it a lot as one of the places where he first got started. It's very music-oriented. The Stone Pony is a famous place. A lot of people play it. I've played even in the late 90s one time with my band Valhalla. Some of you who may have ventured to the bottom of my page may have seen once or twice. But it's an interesting place. It's pretty cool, and it's very musical, and why it's relevant that Zoso Dude 77 see it. He almost didn't. We were telling him last night, like, dude, you have to go to freaking Asbury, because I'll just put it this way. So Asbury Park is located on New Jersey's Central Coast, developed in 1871 as a residential resort by New York brush manufacturer James A. Bradley. Obviously, he's alright. His name Bradley. But even infinitely cooler, the city was named for Francis Asbury, the first American bishop of the Methodist Church in the United States. And, well, I will let Zoso Dude 77 take it from here as we walk the boardwalk in Asbury Park. Here we're fucking Zoso Dude, the king of Asbury. Hey, you want to tell everyone about Asbury, about your great-grandfather?
So, my mother's last name was Asbury, Alice Asbury. My grandfather was Charles Theodore Asbury II, his father, Charles Theodore Asbury, was a rather affluent Philadelphia entrepreneur. He owned a company that it was called Enterprise. If you go in antique stores, you'll see old coffee grinders that say the word Enterprise on it. That was his company.
Yeah.
He did extremely well. He was socializing with my mother's family. Their last name was Jefferson, of course. I'm also a direct descendant of Thomas Jefferson, believe it or not.
Wow.
It's pretty deep. My
pretty
roots run
awesome.
deep here. It's their hair country. So my grandmother's father was an opera singer, and Enrico Caruso used to come over for dinner and hang out there. And apparently, with the day that Asbury Park opened, Enrico Caruso himself gave the concert here. So
That's awesome.
the Asbury Park, I guess, was donated by an Episcopalian minister named Francis, who is related to my great-grandfather Charles Theodore Asbury. So this is my very first time here, so this is really cool.
That is freaking great, man.
Yeah.
So first time in Asbury, we're taking them down, going down the
Stone
boardwalk.
Pony.
Yeah, the good old Stone Pony. And man, there are a lot of people here for a freaking weekday. That's awesome.
Yeah, it is.
So, like, there's the good old Stone Pony. Played there one time, probably 98, 99 with Valhalla. Been there many a times. It's quite a place. I wish we can go inside. I don't think we can. Here's us now at the very end of the boardwalk, the complete opposite end from the convention center. And we're just talking about some music, and it was a pretty cool conversation, and I caught a little bit of it here.
My first guitar was a Les Paul. You showed a picture of the other night.
That's freaking best.
I've now amassed a couple of Strats and a Flying V.
Flying V is the best.
I got a really nice acoustic. It's who's the guy that everybody for crying out loud?
Ovation?
It's a anyway.
Friggin'
Taylor. It's a Taylor.
Oh, Taylor. That's the freaking.
Wow, look at this art beauty right here. Casino Arcade. So
Must be old school.
steam plant. This was a steam plant.
I guess so. Yeah, I guess this looks pretty old too. It must have been part of it. I wish I knew more of the history. I just know the history of getting drunk here. It's a classic New Jersey history.
Yeah. Yeah, it'd be interesting to find out what this was. What went on.
Thank you.
That's awesome. Sounds great, man. Yeah, so
This loot, what is it?
yeah, I don't know. This guy looks like a loot, right?
It's an unusual looking instrument. I think I would know.
He had a time travel to go buy it. Make sure he broke gold and silver. This is friggin'. This is pretty cool.
What is this?
I don't know. It's like
So this is probably what that used to look like across the street, huh? Something similar to this? Just shamble, ruined. Beautiful building.
Yeah, whatever was it used to be across the street and burnt out. It was just like a generic box skyscraper
Okay.
that I guess at one point had a fire. I mean, I'm talking like the 90s. It was literally just a shell. So at one point, they either stopped building it at the steel part of the construction, or it burnt out at one point.
Wow. Kind of like what's left of my freaking town.
Yeah, that sucks,
It's gonna be
man.
a lot of freaking work in my town.
What he's talking about there is he's coming from Oregon. So after he left, sometime while he was on this trip, all these wildfires started, and basically most of his neighborhood has been burnt down. By the grace of God, him and I think he said one or two of his neighbors' houses have been spared at the moment. So definitely say a prayer that that remains the case. And yeah, pretty crazy. So hopefully his house stays the same. He said the tires that he had just got on his motorcycle right before that Harley dealership is burnt down. And we all know it's pretty shady, some of these fires and all that, but hopefully everything will be all right for him. And as for getting to meet him and take a tour of Asbury, that was a lot of fun. I haven't been there in almost 10 years, probably a little less than 10 years, but it was always fun to go down there. Definitely a kid, especially in like the 90s, early 2000s. It's a pretty rowdy place. And like I said, it was always fun going to shows in the Pony. And that building, I found out that actually was an abandoned construction project. It wasn't burnt out, but it was funny because you always had like the Pony, and then there's a big parking lot next to the Stone Pony where they'll do two stages during the summer, and they'll have like one band here, one band there, and they'll go back and forth. And then on the other side of that was that big building. It just had kind of like a, watch your wallet look to it. Basically, when you're down there, it was a little rough, but that was part of the fun of it, I guess. And it's a lot of really cool. And last night was really cool. Getting to meet some New Jersey Patriots, and Rook. Thank you, Rook Castle, for having us. And that was so freaking awesome. What a gracious host you are. And that was a lot of fun. And you were awesome. And I had a great time. And it was just great. And the whole thing was great. And we got to hang out all night. And then got to meet Zoso Dude in Asbury today. And that was a lot of fun. And I wish you well on your travels, brother. And tonight, I think he's trying to make it, to go on the Joey Mormon show tonight, either tonight or tomorrow. I think tonight live, which is cool because he was telling me that he played guitar. That's just some of what you guys heard. He's talking about his different guitars and stuff. And I know Joey Mormon's got a whole freaking studio up in his attic. So who knows? Maybe you guys should jam out. I don't know if that's in the cards, but that could be cool too. But definitely come to Zoso Dude's page here. He's almost at 1,000 subscribers. And when you get 1,000 subscribers, you can start live streaming. So he was saying maybe if he gets over 1,000, he might live stream some of it on the way back. So that could be cool. But definitely, it's just really fun. Just click on some of these videos as he's going. I just think that's such an awesome thing, what he's doing. As for me, I'm coming off a crazy last 3 weeks. Starters, I played the first show that I haven't played a show in about 8 freaking years. So a little nerve-wracking. I've been practicing throughout the summer for it, but that was a lot of fun. I'll probably post that on my personal page, my personal YouTube page, within a week or something. That, and then getting ready for the friggin' Friday show and being on Red Pill for September 11th. It's a lot of preparation involved in that. You guys know that's a topic that's very near and dear to my heart. And they came out really good. I think they're definitely worth a watch. The two actually don't have a lot of overlap either. So they work well together. And so getting ready for that, and the show, especially the show, was it's a lot of work, but it's nice to finally be done with them. They were great. Those two things were both great, but it's cool to now just be able to get back to some projects that I've been really dying to jump into. Things that I've obviously started in some fashion or another, but it would be cool to jump in some of that stuff that I've been wanting to do for a little bit now that I'm finally cleared up again. And it's the home stretch to the election too, so it's definitely going to be an interesting next month and a half. And this was a cool way today and yesterday to really cap off, like I said, what was a pretty crazy last couple weeks, 3 or 4 weeks for me. And it's pretty awesome. And pertaining to today, I just thought this would be cool. Film a little bit of this for you guys. And of course, thank you, Rook Castle, for setting this all up. It's so cool. And Zoso Dude, happy travels, brother. Where we go one, we go all.